Good afternoon. Had a very busy few days, all sorts of things happening. Obviously, the weekend we had Barry be a bit of a media star with his final game that went off on a good note. Um, and we had uh, Gavin, who I see on the Zoom. Gavin, unmute yourself. Gavin did his first Div 1 game on the weekend, which is a pretty big achievement. But then his week got even better today. Gav, you want to tell us what happened?
Oh yeah, well, managed to win myself 16 and almost 16 and a half K on Triple M this morning. Guess Loz has really been a fortune. So yeah, couldn't believe I actually got through. Been ringing like a madman for the last 3 weeks, so thought it would never happen.
I jumped in the car and I recognised the voice straight away, and I couldn't believe it. Well done, mate. For those that do listen to Triple M and follow it, what was the answer? And tell us the clues that got you there.
So it was a 400-gram tin of the Muti Pulpa finely chopped tomatoes. And yeah, it was a very convoluted little process. So the clue was yellow, which is the recycling bin. Um, there's a tariff on import preserved tomatoes. I can't even remember them now. I think I've like managed to wipe that from my brain because it's just been obsessing me for the last however many weeks. There was like Jonathan Brown and Jason Ackermanis were clues, so they're two lines which are part of the logo. Um, yeah, Kathy Freeman running 400 meters, so that meant it was 400 grams. Yeah, so just sort of put that all together and got lucky.
So, how does your mind work to come up with that?
You don't want to know, trust me.
So you had a big day today. They get you out for the promos and
Yep. So went into the studio and got a photo with Rue and Ditz and Loz, and yeah, did a bit of media stuff with Keegan. So yeah, you'll get sick of hearing my name and my voice on Triple M, I'm sure.
well done, mate. Fantastic.
Cheers.
Really pleased for you. Except I guess it means you're going away on a family holiday sometime. Hopefully not during the footy season.
Yeah.
But if it is, it doesn't matter. Go for it. Enjoy
We'll just go down to West Beach Caravan Park. Didn't say where we'd go.
it. Yeah, nice. No, very good. Very exciting. Um, all right. So got a few things to run through before we get on to the coaching video. And if anyone obviously has anything they want to ask from over the weekend. Oh, by the way, I did want to get back to the answer. I think it was Barry that asked me at the end of last week's Zoom about an AFL game he was watching. He noticed the two field umpires come together before the centre throw up. So I was working out Adelaide Oval last week and spoke to Eleni and got the answer. So basically, because there's been a lot of umpire contact lately, and so what they're doing now is the umpires are waiting to see how the players set up and then choose which side to throw the ball up from to avoid or try and avoid player contact. So, yeah, interesting. I did see one of the footy shows pick up and we're talking about it on the weekend, but yeah, that's the reason why they come together in the centre. They don't know which one is going to actually throw the ball up, but it all depends on where the players set up. And so they're just trying something to reduce themselves getting hit when they're backing out. Because
Oh,
obviously at their level, they're having players that are using them as screens. I don't think that happens at our level or very rarely. I think in those situations, if the players do happen to run into us, it's more an accidental thing. But at AFL level, it's they train for everything, try and get every advantage they can, and it's pretty obvious that they are using the umpire running backwards to I guess provide a screen to get away from their opposition player. Did you have a question, Mark? You've unmuted yourself.
Yeah. I did love it. Oh, I think it was on Saturday night where they had the panel after the game. There was Kingy and Rewald and that Kath there, and someone the journalist talked about it, and Kingy goes, "Oh, that's not right. You can't do that." And Rewald just goes, "You idiot! It's so there's no player contact." And he went, "Oh."
Well,
It
yeah,
was
he was
really
trying to make an
funny.
issue out of it. I did actually, that was the clip that I saw.
Yeah,
Himself confused. I think he was trying to, yeah,
yeah,
make an
yeah.
issue, and they all just point out it doesn't really matter
No,
which way the ball's thrown up; it goes up either way. So yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it is on social media if you want to have a look at that chat. But yeah, that's the reason for it.
yeah,
I'm sure the AFL are going to bring in a rule next year to kind of mean that the players can stay out of the way more. I don't really see the need for them to run behind the umpire at all. But anyway, that's for the AFL to determine, and how that impacts on us, we'll worry. But for now, if you're concerned about players behind you, make sure you clear a path before you throw the ball up. And I just don't see any examples of tactics being used by our players and coaches, and hopefully that stays that way. But yeah, if you're clear with which way you're going back, generally they're going to give you space to go back. All right, so I'm going to give another reminder about this. This will be the third time I mentioned it. And so it's always difficult when we're doing something that the AFL is doing differently. So when we brought in 666, it was decided by the league that if a team wanted to set up both their wings on one side of the oval, that they could. Less for us to worry about. So I guess with them, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, where the centre might not be where you're throwing the ball up, and if there's a circle to the side, if a team wants to start up two players from their own side on the same wing, which is closer to the throw up, they're allowed to do it. So I've had a couple of umpires actually tell clubs that they couldn't. But yeah, hopefully everyone gets the message out. Let's just do what the league has asked and not make that an issue. Um, so yeah, don't need to say that anymore. I hope. If you are getting a muddy over, which a lot of the overs obviously are at the moment, and you do need to throw the ball up to on one of the sides of the square, it's one thing you can discuss with the coaches before the game. Clarify which circle you're going to use. And then if that issue comes up about the wings, you just need to remember to say the right thing. Another thing that I got a bit of feedback from on the weekend, which I would imagine most of you would be aware of, but another reminder, we've got a different interpretation of last disposal than the AFL. So the fact it's all over the ground isn't really getting confused much, but we are starting to find a few umpires pay free kicks for accidental kicks or where it brushes the leg. Please don't pay free kicks for those like they do in the AFL. We haven't got an art to look for the replays, or even so. It just needs to be the obvious kick or handball. And if there's any doubt, any confusion at all, you just get the umpire to throw it in. So that's the way it's been done in the sample for many years. I'm not quite sure why the AFL didn't follow what the sample has been doing, but we need to make sure that we're not following now the bit in the AFL where if it just brushes a leg that we're paying a free kick, because I'm getting a bit of feedback that some umpires are starting to do that. Women's footy, we do get the fingernail issue crop up at time to time, and we haven't really made a thing about checking fingernails before every game. And I'm not going to ask you to do that every week. However, for this week, let's have a bit of a fingernail crackdown just this week. Before every women's game for this round only, can we just make sure that you line up the players, have a look at their fingernails, just to get a bit of a reminder to them that they need to keep them cut short. And obviously, if you see anyone with long fingernails, get them to cut it. Don't let them start playing until they do. If you're umpiring a women's game and you want to check it before a game, you're able to, but I'm not asking you to do that every week. And obviously, there's some times where a player may get scratched and a club wants to make an issue of it, and there's nothing wrong with lining the players up at a break and a quarter time break or half time or whatever, and doing it then if an issue does arise. But for this week, if we just get everyone to do it before the game, bit of a blitz, fingernail blitz this week. I did have a question about boots, and so we went for the law book because there's a rule in the laws of Australian football. It says any player shall not wear boot studs, plates, cleats, or any protective equipment other than protective equipment approved by the controlling body, unless the field umpire is satisfied that the item does not constitute a danger or increase the risk of injury to other players competing in the match. Is Marty there? Marty on the line? Marty was the one that raised the issue with me. Just looking for him. I don't think he is. So he was umpiring at Goodwood, which is the worst oval to umpire a play on in this wet weather. And they noticed a player with a titanium cover on one of the boots, and they asked him to change the boots, which is quite happy to too. And I guess in discussion with Marty, they did the right thing. They with the player safety in mind, they asked him to change the boots. If a player believes that they're not dangerous and they want to get approval, you can just let them know that they need to perhaps, something a little bit different like that. They can go to their club and get the club to get the league approval during the week. So it's sort of signed off. But for you guys, you use your discretion. If there is something that concerns you, a player safety issue, there's nothing wrong with making an issue on the day of it. And I guess if they have got the approval from the league, they can let you know that if you are making an issue of it. Sam, did you want to say something? I see you unmute yourself.
Nah, sorry, mate. I'm just trying to log in and I clicked it by accident.
No worries, mate.
Hey, Colin, I actually had a question, if it's all right.
Sure, mate.
Wondering why I didn't realise that you weren't obligated to check nails every game. Every women's game I do check nails before. I'm just wondering why it isn't obligatory for us to do it.
Well, it's a bit like the boot checking with the males. Like it's you can if you want to. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But really, the women should know that they need to have short nails. It's like if you want to do it every week, by all means. I'm just not insisting that it has to be done every week. Yeah, I guess to me, most of the women know that and they do the right thing, and it's hardly ever an issue. And I hardly ever check nails, but someone raised it recently. I was like, yeah, we probably should have one week where we all do it, just a reminder that they need to. But if you want to do it every week, go for it. I'm not
cool.
I'm not telling you
No,
can't. Yeah.
no dramas.
The next thing on my list was skill drills. So I've got another session planned for this Wednesday night with the first and second years. So if you're in your first and second year, bring a whistle, come to training and do some skill drills instead of running. Anyone else want to raise anything before we get onto the coaching video? Unmute yourself if you wanted to say something. No? All right. Let's have a look at coaching video for tonight. Hopefully you've all had a chance to have a bit of a look at it. All right. Someone want to unmute themselves and maybe Troy Edwards. I don't think I've asked you before. Have you had a chance to have a look at the video, mate?
No, I haven't. But I'm good at winging stuff.
You're gonna wing it?
This one's an absolute doozy, Colin.
Yeah, it is a good
Might be
one.
the hardest one you've ever done.
All right, Troy, it is hard to see on the Zoom, so I'll get Rob to do it. Sounds like he's had a good look at it. So, Rob, you want to tell us what you think?
Sure. Sorry, I got two kids in the background screaming, but
Thanks, Rob.
no worries, Troy. So, clear prior opportunity. Looks like a bump from first look, but I reckon he's got a hand on him the whole time and then jumps on him, doesn't dispose legally. So he's pinged holding the ball. Could go either way. I kind of like the holding the ball there, to be honest.
Yeah. It is a good example to chat to. Anyone else want to express an opinion before I tell you what I think?
Oh, Cole, I probably would have thought that it was more of a bump. So it would have probably had a few guys saying ball, yelling ball, and I would have gone, it wasn't a tackle, it was just a bump, and then the ball spilt free. That was my interpretation.
Yeah. So, obviously there's a prior opportunity, and for it to be holding the ball, it has to be a tackle. Rob actually nailed it. He said, at first glance, it does look like only a bump, but if you do slow mo it, and I actually think probably the first contact is more a bump, but he actually grabs hold of his Guernsey and pulls him down to the ground as well, which it is a tackle. So it's a really interesting one. I think the points that you both made was if it was just a bump, it's not holding the ball. And it was Cody, my lad, that paid it. And Cody said to me afterwards when I was reviewing the game, he was like, "Oh, I reckon I might have made an error there." And I said to him, "No, I've actually ticked it off. I reckon it's okay." So it is a really interesting one. The importance of having to lay a tackle. If you see that purely as a bump, then yes, it's play on. But I actually classify, if you do slow mo, you can actually see that there is a grab of the jumper that pulls him down that you can classify as a tackle. Probably the only other thing to add to that is there was a bit of carry on afterwards, which I didn't really like that much. So it's not enough for a reverse. I would actually stop the call time on and say, "Hey, look, you've got the free kick. Go back. None of the carry on afterwards. Give him a warning and then stop him playing on immediately and getting the advantage of a free teammate down the field." Yeah, interesting one. The second one I'm actually not going to discuss because I did all these coaching videos in the pre-season, and I had to look at this a couple of times to work out why I actually put it on. I think it's because it was a clear kick, and so it would have been a last possession free kick if it wasn't for the fact that that Woodville South players actually shepherded him from touching the ball. So yeah, it's not a very good example because you can't really see the build up to it. But yeah, at the end of the day, even though it would normally be a last possession free kick, because he stopped the player from touching it, a throw-in was the end result, which is the right call. All right. The next one's another interesting one. I won't ask Mark who's this one because Mark, I think I know what you're saying. Someone else want to unmute themselves and give it a go. That doesn't normally answer it. I won't keep asking different people because you may not have watched it, but someone want to give it a go? Yeah, come on, don't be shy. Michael?
I'll give it a go.
Sorry, who's that?
Chris Hayden.
Good on you, mate. All right, so you've had a look at it? You've already had a look at it?
Yeah, I had a look at it.
Yeah, good. All right, very good.
He was Sacred Heart back at Plimpton where he was a junior.
So with this one, I think he's obviously marked it.
Hang on a minute. That's all right.
And then the contact.
Hang on, Chris. Sorry, I've got the commentary up. I can't actually hear you. So, all right, do it now.
So I think he's marked it, and the contact is soft, but it's late enough that I would probably pay 25 as well. The players probably milked it a little bit, but I think if you stamp that sort of action out early in the game, it's not going to happen again. So I'd be comfortable paying a 25 against for that.
Perfectly summed up. Exactly the way I would talk it. So there would be some that would say because the player tried to milk it, I'm not going to pay it. But my argument to that is that player running in, he didn't need to contact him. He's there to go and stand on the mark, put his hands up. He didn't have to go and, even though it was a soft bump, he didn't have to do it. So, yeah, I 100% think that that's a 25 like Bo did. And so err on the side of paying the 25 rather than saying I'm not paying 25 because you overacted it.
Yeah.
So I think you summed it up really well, Chris. Well done.
Cheers.
All right, let's go through the tackling examples and the messaging here. So there inside the ball player. So high tackle was paid here. Was it high? Was it not? Error on the side of the player first, the ball. No one loses any sleep with that type of free kick. Was it in the back or not? Error on the side of the ball player, good ball player, free kick. And then last one, ball spills free, holds on just a little long. There are times where if the ball does spill free and a player is in the process of being tackled, then they're entitled to be tackled, but that one just lingers a little bit too long. So I think that's a good ball player free kick there. Dangerous tackles, really important that we look out for these. So if there's anything dangerous about a tackle, so we're looking for a lift, a sling, a drag, a drive into the ground. Lower end of the scale ones, at least pay a free kick. If they're a bit soft, then so be it. Players should know that if they're taking a player to ground, that they've got a duty of care. And if you don't pay these type of free kicks, so there's just a sling to the ground. If we don't pay those type of free kicks, then the next one could be a whole lot worse. So that one there is just a free kick, but it's a good free kick. It's just dumped into the ground.
What a great tackle from number.
And the commentator says great tackle, but it's not. There's a dangerous element to it being taken to ground like that. So just some good examples of dangerous tackle free kicks that aren't worthy of a yellow or red card, but they certainly get the message to players that they've got to take more care in taking the ground. So a player must kick or handball if there is a pro opportunity. So some examples here of where there is a pro opportunity and they don't handball or kick, so hold the ball is paid. Right. Clearly he's had a prior, tries to spin out of the tackle. And then tries to evade, could have handball or kick before that. When tackled, the ball spills free, so could hold the ball for a kick.
Another risky kick if he doesn't work it out. Nice mark there.
And in that instance there, he's taken the mark. Once you choose to play on, that's your pro opportunity. So play on from a mark or free kick, then that's your prior. And if you don't handball or kick when tackled, it's hold the ball. So good free kick there. So if there's no pro opportunity, player must make a genuine attempt in a reasonable time. Otherwise, you do ping him. We had a look at this one in the pre-season. In that case there, even though it's a little tough, the player does have one hand arm free, and he's just waiting for the ball up. He just holds it in. So Paul does the right thing, sees that he's not going to make an attempt, and penalises him holding the ball. Don't think the commentator liked that one too much, but correct decision. This one here, the ball is held up, which shows he's not really trying to get rid of it. In the end, the tackle causes the ball through free, and he's just not made a genuine attempt. And this one here is like the first example, where he's just tucking it underneath the arm, could have made an attempt, didn't, so rightfully pinged. Just with those ones, make sure you just delay your whistle a little bit to see if they are going to get out. Sometimes they realise you're going to blow the whistle for holding the ball, and they will make a late attempt to get rid of it. So if you just delay the whistle, sometimes the ball comes out. If the players on the ground takes possession, cause the pack to develop, these are the ones that I really want us to be consistently tough on. So
Simon made up for his mistake. Then
he's on the ground. He wanted him to knock it clear. Instead, he just grabs hold of it, pulls it back underneath him, and rightfully penalised. That one there, he's on the ground and grabs hold of it again. We want him to knock it clear in that situation. He doesn't. And similarly here, if we're consistently tough on that, players will get the message and they'll knock it clear and the game will open up. If there's no prior opportunity, but there's a general attempt and the ball's still free, it's play on, just as it was there. You can see he tried to get a kick away, had no prior. So prior opportunity, there isn't one in these examples. Just a good example of all play on calls. No need to jump in and pay any free kicks there. And the last one there, again, just no prior, legally tackled, ball spills free, just good footy, letting him play footy. We don't need to tip in and get involved. So important that illegal tackles are penalised, look for those dangerous tackles, high tackles in the back, etc. And just the holding the ball rule. It is a complicated one. Important that you understand it. If there's anything that you want to get your head around that you're not quite understanding, make sure you discuss it. But yeah, essentially the thing is, have they had a prior opportunity? If they have, then they must try and handle or kick, and if they don't, it's a free kick. If they haven't had a prior opportunity, they must make a genuine attempt. If they don't, then you can still penalise them. And we're just wanting to see if they are getting tackled, that they're making that attempt to get rid of it. If on the ground, we want to knock it clear rather than grab hold of it. All right. Any questions, comments from that video or anything else before we wind up? No worries. All right. So looks like the weather's going to be good for us the rest of this week. So the grounds should start to clear up. We won't have a lake on Adelaide Uni Oval. So training will be fine this Wednesday night. Again, first and second years, make sure you bring your whistle for skill drills. And yeah, we can all go to the pub and get a drink from Gav after training on Wednesday night. So well done again, Gav. Really, really exciting for you. And for everyone else, yeah, enjoy the rest of the week. I better get cracking on the appointments. I'm a bit behind time. So we will catch you either on Wednesday or next Monday night.